What's up, you legends, and welcome back to the Fabled Storm. And tonight I'm just doing a really quick recap of my thoughts on the new Assassin's Creed direction. I'm going to try to keep this quick and concise. Other than that, if you like this content, you can go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I will get back to you. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I post. Well, recently, Ubisoft had their big Forward 2022. In that, they talked about the future of Assassin's Creed. Right now, we're getting Assassin's Creed Mirage, as you can see behind me. That's going to be the next big title they have coming out. However, the big thing about that title is it's not going to be as big. It's not going to be 100+ hour, 100,000 hour big open world RPG. It's going to be something much more condensed. They're talking about 15 to 20 hours total for the game from beginning to end. I mean, of course, that's probably just story. You'll have little side quests, but it's still going to be more in the vein of the traditional old style Assassin's Creed pre-Unity, where everything became this big open world that you don't even have to worry about the story. You can just go do whatever you want to do. And that is where they decided that they were going to reel it in and really push a story narrative with little side stuff, and they'll be able to give you a view of that world and what's going on in it. But with the shorter span that comes with it comes other things that are really great. One of those things being that you get a price drop. This at launch, they say, is only going to be $50, and that's on all consoles. That includes PS5, which has consistently been pricing everything at about $70 a game. I mean, some of them are at the $60, but PS5 and the newer consoles have been raising their prices up, but this is going to let us bring it down. A reason I think that's a good thing is because, one, everybody gets to play it. It'll invite newer people to play it if they don't have to pay so much for titles, especially when a lot of people that do PC gaming are doing stuff like buying stuff from Steam and everything's on sale. I mean, Ubisoft has tons of sales on there all the time, but it's good that we get to save some money. But the other thing about it is it will have DLC, of course. You're not going to not have that. But they do say that they'll probably release free DLC. Or they didn't say probably. They said they would release free DLC that will link other games. So people that are interested in one game or are consistently playing something, like people that play Valhalla will be able to play this. It's sort of the idea with Mirage is that you've seen Basim, who is in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And so people will be going over to Mirage in order to see what his story is pre-Valhalla. At least that's when this is supposed to take place. It is said to take place in 9th century Baghdad, which is a really cool thing. We're back in the Middle East, which is where the original was in that area. And it has a very Brotherhood feel, you know, like the Assassin's Brotherhood. You're more Altair. They're cutting off the finger again. You're going back to the roots of the franchise. And that's sort of like what we needed and wanted. These big open world RPGs are a great thing, and people love to play them, but having a little bit of old and a little bit of new is not a bad idea. So they said the future doesn't look like the huge open world RPGs for the rest of the series, and it's not that they won't happen, it'll just be a lot more limited. You'll have every, maybe couple of titles, you'll have a big open world area to go play in, but other than that, they're going to really reel it in and tell different stories. Like, Assassin's Creed codename Red, which will take place in feudal Japan, or is said to take place in feudal Japan, I should say. It is going to be a giant open world game. However, Assassin's Creed Jade and Assassin's Creed Hex, they're both going to tell a story, be much shorter, and be a lot more condensed. The good thing about that is you get a story where you get a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you feel like you accomplished something. You can actually beat a game, and you don't have to play it for years, and they don't have to pay developers to constantly make new stuff, which means that we can get a price drop on it. Now, the big open world ones will probably go back up to the $60 and $70 price, and one of the reasons for that is, you have to pay developers to keep building your world. Other than that, they announced that Assassin's Creed Infinity, which is just a whole bunch of different games are coming out, as I spoke of. They're going to be taking a completely different route. Some of them are going to be more, I would assume that Assassin's Creed Hex is probably, I call it the Blair Witch Assassin's Creed, would be more like an espionage Assassin's Creed. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to turn out, but I do believe that because they'll be smaller and shorter adventures, we will be able to have a lower price point that still connects the games. They're still going to have DLCs that are going to be worth playing. And the more games we get that talk about different places rather than one big world that continually expands about one is not a bad thing. So apparently the future of Assassin's Creed is not these giant open world online MMO multiplayer. I'm just naming anything that's big and ridiculous now that'll go on for years. So those are my thoughts on that. Assassin's Creed is going to change forever, and the title was not clickbait to this video. It is something that people have talked about. They've written articles about it, and they say that this is the way that they want to go with it. They think that there's a big market for it. I also agree. I would love to play a smaller Assassin's Creed game, so I feel like I can actually finish it. I like it. I don't think it's going to hurt the franchise. I don't see there being a problem. I think that it'll bring a lot of new people in who don't want to spend all that extra money and they want to use their time wisely. And they'll play the game, they'll see the connections to other games, and then they'll go either buy them or borrow them, play them, they'll spread the word, whatever it is. And then veterans of Assassin's Creed will be able to play the games, and they'll be able to do everything they want to do while still seeing those connections, but they were already going to get it. I think this is probably nothing but good for the Assassin's Creed team and, you know, Ubisoft in general. I'm excited for it. I hope you're excited for it. And if you like this content, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and leave a comment because I will get back to you. But those are just my thoughts. Until we meet again next time, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. And until then, peace.